Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we're building another house. I know that's quite a surprise. It's basically all we do here on the channel these days. But anyways, we're building on a 40 by 30 in Newcrest, and this house is for my save file, by the way. So we're only missing 2 more lots in this area of Newcrest. I think that actually means we're only missing 2 more lots in the entire Newcrest, if I'm not mistaken. There may be a 40 by 30 in one of the other areas that I feel like I kind of have to build something else on, but I might stick to what I have placed on that lot right now. I don't know, is this making sense? But anyways, so we're only missing the, I don't really know if I should say only, because we're missing the 50 by 40, which is probably gonna take a long time to build. I'm kinda afraid that I'll have to split that video up into 2, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get it done before June, so, but we'll see. I'm gonna do my best. And then we're also missing a 30 by 30, which is quite a nice size, so I'm looking forward to building on that one. It's not too, like, it's just, it's a nice size for me, so yeah. Anyways, so that's all we're missing through, or in Newcrest, so that's quite good, but other than that, we're missing a whole lot of lots in the other worlds, so we still got a lot to do for the save file. But today we're building this house. So it was inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest, I think. I may have, I don't think I saved it on my computer, sorry. But because I kind of started building this at late night, I just needed to get started on something, you know, and it had been a while since I'd built anything for the save file. I think last week or throughout this week actually, I've only built this for the save file, which is not good enough. But I just knew that I needed to get started on something for the save file, so I decided to build this and just forgot to save the picture. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna try better at saving my reference pictures or the pictures that I take inspiration from, so you guys can see what I'm doing differently and also what the actual house looks like and stuff. I think that's quite funny to see. So I'm gonna do better at that. But it was inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest, and I did change the back of the build because I have no idea what it looked like. And I also changed, of course, I added a few things at the front as well. I did some things with the roofing that wasn't on the original, and I don't remember what the original color scheme was either, so I kind of made up my own as well. I don't know, I've been building on this house while I've been really tired, so I feel like once we get to the color scheme, I'm gonna just completely forget everything that I did. I might have cut it out of the video as well because it took me so long to figure out because I was so tired. But I do like how this house turned out. It's very open, it's very spacious, it's not too cluttered because, you know, contemporary houses, I don't really want to make them too cluttered. I don't feel like that's a very good look when it comes to contemporary interior, so it's not the most busy interior, but I do like it and I hope you guys like it too. So it's built on a 40 by 30 like I said before, and it's for 2 parents and 1 teen, 2 kids, and also 2 toddlers. So we got 2 twin kids and also 2 twin toddlers. They're sharing rooms, so hopefully that's okay with you guys. If it fits your family and they don't happen to have twins, because I know that, you know, not every family has twins, you can definitely just take out one of the beds in each of those rooms. You can totally redecorate the whole place if you want to as well. It's completely fine. And then I also planned to make room for a cat, but later on I kind of forgot and I wasn't really feeling like it either, so I didn't really make room for any pet whatsoever through or in this house, but you can definitely do that if you want to. The bathrooms are quite big, so you could easily fit in litter boxes in there. And yeah, that's the entire family, but I feel like it's quite a big family as well. It's 7 Sims, so it's you could make room for, definitely could make room for 8 Sims total if you want to. There is a double bed in the teens room, so technically you could have 2 Sims sleeping in there as well. So if you got a young adult that still lives at home and they have a partner, you could have them sleeping in there, and that way you got room for 8 Sims total. So if that's what you're into, you can also use this house for that. But yeah, I don't remember how long it took to build this house. I think I ended up with about 4.5–5 hours of footage, so it's probably taking me a very long time to actually build, because when I do build, I don't record all the time. So I'll sit here and try to like plan things out while not recording, or I'll maybe decorate a couple of bathrooms off cam as well. So I have really no idea how long this is taking me to build, but I think I had about 4 to 5 hours of footage, in case you were curious. I did notice I got a few questions about that during my Q&A, and also when I did a Brindleton mention like a fair amount of time ago by now. So I just thought I would mention it, and I have no idea what it cost, but it will be listed in the description down below, along with the name of the build, that as it's called, on the gallery, and also the lot size and how many bathrooms and bedrooms are in the house and how many Sims the house has room for as well. I always write that info in the description of my speed builds, by the way, and also my apartment builds. So if you're not fully understanding what I'm saying, which I don't blame you for, you can definitely just read it in the description as well. So yeah. So we end up changing the color scheme quite a lot because I wasn't really feeling the black windows. They just looked like it was a little bit too much on this house. Sometimes I like them with black trims, but I don't really know. I wasn't really feeling it for this house, at least. I wanted it to be very bright and airy and open, and I don't know how to explain that. I just wanted it to look light and not heavy, and I feel like darker colors can easily make a house look a little bit heavy, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Hopefully some of you guys understand what I mean. So I ended up changing both the trims, like the wall trims and the half wall trims or whatever, to white along with the windows, and then the color scheme for the house itself, we end up going for white paint, like just like plain white paint, and then some gray tiles that I believe are from Spa Day, and then for the half walls, the roofing, I go for, I think it turns out to be like this sort of brownish gray sort of color, and I use some tiles that are from Spa Day as well for those. So it's a very simple color scheme for the exterior, and it's very bright, very light, but I was just really feeling like going in that direction for the house, basically like it looks right now. And I really like how the gray brownish kind of color goes with the gray tiles as well. I think it's a very nice combo. I definitely took inspiration from the exterior color scheme for the interior as well, so there's a lot of the same kind of brown on the interior, along with, actually I did use a fair amount of like black wallpaper on the interior to do accent walls, but not like too much, so it looks really dark and heavy like I talked about before. Hopefully it's making sense to some of you guys, because I don't know how else to explain it. But definitely going for a lot of that brown, the same brown. I think it's one of the browns that we got from Spa Day, but I do believe that we also got some items in base game with the same brown, and there's also some stuff from Cats and Dogs that kind of got the same color as well, but it's definitely not a brown that we have in a lot of furniture. So I kind of hope that if we ever get another pack with a lot of like more contemporary furniture, like the stuff that we got in Spa Day, I suppose, has a little bit of it. So I'm hoping that if we ever get another pack with more contemporary furniture, that we'll get some of it in the same kind of brown color scheme, so it goes really well with the Spa Day items. And yeah, just because I also really like that color. I think it looks really good with like gray and white. It's a very nice color combination to me, at least. So it's weird that I'm sitting here talking about a brown and you don't even know what brown I'm talking about probably, but you'll see once we get to the interior. So for the landscaping, I honestly did not know what to do. I just started doing something. So I framed up this little pathway here at the front of the house, like leading up to the front door, but I actually end up putting it on a foundation instead, so at the same foundation height as the rest of the house. So it's like this little heightened pathway to the front door basically, and in the middle I end up putting a lot of plants. And where you saw me frame up like at the rest of the house, or these little squares of the rest of the house, I also put some plants there. And then surrounding almost the entire lot, I put some half walls and also some hedges as well, so we could add a little bit of green to the landscaping, because I didn't really feel like trees in front of the house wouldn't look good to me. So I only ended up putting a few trees on the left side of the house, but no trees on the right side. So I needed to put some hedges or something to add just a little bit of green basically to the surroundings. Hopefully you get what I mean. So, and for the landscaping, I basically just used a big mix of different plants from different packs and didn't really stick to a color scheme per se. We're just going a little bit crazy with all the different colors. And yeah, because I feel like the house is very neutral, like the color scheme on the house itself is very neutral, so you can go a little bit crazy with the landscaping that way. So add a lot of color through flowers and stuff. I think that looks really good when the house itself is very neutral, so that's kind of what we're going for. And of course I stuck to the same flowers and bushes and all that stuff at the front of the house as I do on the back, so we're not starting over with a whole new batch of plants at the back of the house, because I feel like it has to be cohesive that way, like it has to fit with the front of the house. So definitely also trying to do the landscaping the same kind of style that I did at the front of the house, so these small framed up areas where I just go a little bit crazy with all the plants. We're kind of doing the same at the back, but you'll see that at the end of the video when I continue with the landscaping, because for this house, because I've been doing this differently lately and I don't know why. Lately I've been building the shell. Sometimes I'll put color scheme on it, or what's it called, paint job on it or whatever. Sometimes I won't, and I'll just continue with the interior before doing the rest of the exterior. But I used to do it like this all the time. So I would build the whole frame of the house, or the whole shell, and then I would paint it, and then I would do the front landscaping. I would move on to the interior afterwards, and then lastly I would do the landscaping at the back of the house. So that's the formula we're sticking to today. I don't know why I've been doing it differently lately. It's so weird to me. It goes against my instincts, but you know, sometimes you just gotta mix it up a little bit apparently. So, and lastly, for the landscaping at the front of the house, we added just a few trees. I said before that I wasn't going to add a tree on the right side, but apparently I did. In my head, I just imagined, or I remembered that I put a size down tree on the left side of the house, but I don't know where that came from. Anyways, so apparently I had a little bit of space over there on the right side to put a tree anyways, so it kind of balances it out just a little bit. So yeah, for the interior, we're starting out with a kitchen. That's what I usually do unless I'm building a tiny house and I kind of want to, you know, like do the whole layout before I start decorating and stuff. I'll usually just start with whatever room I am focused on at the moment. But usually with bigger houses, I'll start with the kitchen, so that's what we're doing today. And the counters are from Perfect Patio. I was going to use the cabinets from Cool Kitchen, but they just looked like they were a little bit too much, because even the half cabinets are open, like they have glass doors in them and you can see all the stuff inside, and put together like that, it just looked a little bit too much. It was a little bit too busy for me, so I ended up changing them with these ones that are from Base Game. They're not my favorite cabinets, and they definitely do not go perfectly well with the Perfect Patio counters, but I was sticking to it, so hopefully that is okay. And yeah, just very nice light kitchen, very bright, very white. And for the dining area over here, I put a half wall in between so that I could put some more counters there, because there is a door leading to the backyard as well in the kitchen, so I couldn't put any counters on that side of the room. So I kind of had to like improvise a little bit, and I didn't want this area to be completely closed off, so I didn't put a full wall in between, just a half wall, so they can kind of like, it's still like open and airy, you know what I mean? So, and that's the brown that I was talking about before, by the way. I really like this one. I think it goes really well in modern houses, and I really like how it looks with white and gray as well. It's a really nice brown. I think the chairs here from Spa Day are sort of in the same color. I definitely like the Spa Day brown a little bit better. But just wanted to explain to you what brown I was talking about before. So yeah, and now we're just cluttering up the kitchen just a little bit. I didn't want it to be too cluttered, so there's not a whole lot going on in here, but just a little bit here and there. They also get the tea brewer, and I also put this little drink tray that I believe is from Backyard Stuff Pack. I could be wrong though, but we also got one that's from Spa Day, but I really like that one that I'm using. I've been using it quite a lot lately. I just think it's so summery and cute. so I figured it would kind of fit into their kitchen. So yeah, and then I actually put 2 offices on the ground floor because I had the space for it. So this is for one of the parents who works as a fashion designer. I don't know which one of the parents, but it's for one of the parents at least. The other office is a little bit smaller, but it's where the family computer is. So in my mind, this house or this room right here is just for the parent that works as a fashion designer. So they work from home, in my mind at least. And they kind of need their own like workspace, dedicated workspace, just for them where they can sit and work in peace and not be interrupted or anything like that. So this is just for them. But there is another office that's for the whole family, like I said before. It's just very small. There's not a whole lot going on in there. I also did not include it in the footage because it's just very small. So I think I ended up putting a wardrobe in there, and then there's the computer and one of the sentries and a bookcase, and that's about it. So yeah, this is definitely the prettier of the 2 offices in my mind. So I figured I would rather include this office over the other one, also because 2 offices in one video is maybe a little bit too much when the video is already like 32 minutes long. So yeah, we're including this office but not the other one. I decided to do something a little bit different with the computer setup. So I placed the computer on an island counter and I placed a bar stool because your Sims can still use the bar stools, or they can still sit in the bar stool and use the computer. So sometimes it's a little bit fun to just do something different. Plus I figured maybe the parent would have like materials or something in all the cabinets and the counters, so they would need some storage space in there. So yeah, I like how it turned out though. I like the look of it. It's a little bit different from just the standard desk. So yeah, it's fun to do something different now and then. And in here we got the living room where they have both a fireplace and also a TV. It's just a very nice clean living room. There's not a whole lot going on in here. It's quite big though, and I was struggling a little bit with that. You guys know that if you've watched my videos for a while, I like to make smaller rooms. You'll see that once we get to the parents' bedroom, I was struggling because the parents' bedroom is big, like it's proper big. So but yeah, the living room in here is definitely also on the bigger side for me, so I was struggling with it just a little bit. But I like how airy it is. It's quite open, and I think it suits the more contemporary style. The living room is actually also the only common room where I'm adding a little bit of color because the room was so big that I felt like it just needed something, a little something. So I ended up adding one of those rugs from Get Famous that I always use. So we end up adding just a little bit of blue and yellow to the color scheme in there just because we just needed just a little bit in there. So yeah. And on to the parents' bedroom. As you can see, the room is quite big, like it's huge for me at least. And I'll admit I was struggling with it just a little bit because we have these 2 double doors right here. I believe they're from Spa Day, by the way, in case you're curious. So we also have a lot of bigger windows on the sides of the rest of the room. And if you have watched my videos for a while by now, you probably know that I don't, because I have talked about it a couple times before, but I don't like to place like beds in front of windows or wardrobes and mirrors, anything like that. Couches I'm fine with, desks as well, completely fine with that. But like dressers and wardrobes and mirrors, like I said before, I just don't like to put that in front of windows. So I was struggling just a little bit, like figuring out what to place in here because it was a very, very big room and very, very windowy kind of room. So I ended up putting a wall, not in the middle of the room, but it's definitely closer to the middle just to make it look a little bit smaller. And I figured if I placed the wall right there, I could also put the bed up against it so I didn't have to put the bed up against one of the windows or just, you know, in the middle of the room by itself. So I like how that looks though. So on one side of the wall we have the bedroom area. They also have their own little lounge area down here, plus some bookcases as well, so they definitely have this little more private area compared to maybe sitting together. Like if they want to hang out, just the 2 of them and sit and talk. without getting interrupted by their kids or something. They can sit in their bedroom and talk together and maybe read a book or something like that. So I placed that right here on this side of the wall, and then on the other side of the wall where the two doors leading to their own bathroom and also the rest of the house are, I placed this little walk-through closet kind of situation. So you can't actually interact with the clothes hangers that are hanging on the wall, but I did place a mirror in that area. So they don't have a dresser, unfortunately, but because they have the clothes hanging on the wall, it kind of still looks like a closet. But because there's no dresser, I just want to FYI, you know, they can use the mirror for the same things as you can use a dresser for, just a little bit extra as well, so you can practice speeches in the mirror and, I don't know, practice acting or whatever your Sims want to do. But they don't have a dresser in that area, but they can use the mirror is my point. So I just wanted to try something different, so I placed that wall there and decided that it would be kind of cool if they had this kind of like walk-through closet. So yeah, I like that little detail. It was fun to try out some new stuff. But anyways, I think this might possibly be the only bathroom that I'm showing you guys, and it's the bathroom that's right next to the front door, so it's also the bathroom that has the laundry machines in it. So just FYI, they can do laundry in this house, but if you don't want to play with laundry, you can definitely just take out the laundry machines and maybe place a wall there instead, or put in another closet or something like that. It's completely fine. But I have been trying to get better at including laundry in my builds. I didn't in the gardener's tiny house. I just completely forgot everything about it because that actually planned out that I wanted the clothesline to hang or to be in the front yard, and then I just completely forgot about it when I started landscaping. So unfortunately no laundry in that house, but in this one there is laundry. So as you've seen, the rest of the house is very neutral when it comes to the color scheme. So we used a lot of white and gray, black, and then that brown from Spa Day, and then a little bit of color in the living room through that rug from Get Famous. But for the toddler's bedroom and also the children's bedroom, I just wanted to go a little bit crazy with the colors, because I also feel like we're lacking like toddler beds that are more neutral in the color scheme, except if you want to use those, like those, the ones with the wooden frame are fine. They do have some more neutral colors or some more neutral swatches, but I don't always think that bed fits into whatever I'm building. Like for example, this house, I feel like it looks fine in a more traditional interior or maybe like a cottage kind of interior, but not for contemporary interior. I don't feel like it fits in. So we're definitely lacking some more neutral swatches for toddler beds in my opinion. So I just went a little bit crazy with the colors in here, and I just wanted to decorate with the purple because I thought, in my mind, it's been a while since I've used that swatch for anything, and I came across it, I saw it, and I was like, I was sold, because purple is my favorite color, so there you go. So yeah, it's definitely a very kind of cutesy bedroom, this one, and I really like how it turned out. I feel like it looks quite realistic as well. I don't know exactly what it is, but I just like how it turned out. It's not too cluttered, it's very open, but they have literally everything they should need. They don't have a potty in here, but I did place a potty in the bathroom that they have access to here on the second floor. The teen has their own ensuite, while the toddlers and also the children have to share a bathroom. But there's a potty in there. I just don't show it on cam because I don't decorate that bathroom on cam, but it'll be there, don't worry. There's also a bathtub, so the toddlers can be bathed and all that. So yeah, they should have everything they need in there though. There's a dollhouse, a dresser, also a bookcase in case one of the parents want to read for them, and a plushie and a toy box and everything. So yeah, I like how that bedroom turned out. I almost called it a bathroom, but anyways, I like how their bedroom turned out. I think it's very cute. So moving on to the kids' bedroom, I was having issues with this room as well. It was the same kind of situation as the parents' bedroom, but the room is not too big. It's just that there's a lot of windows and like big windows, and like I said before, I don't like to put stuff like actual furniture in front of windows, so I had to put the dresser there because there was no other place to put it. I could have put it in between the two beds, but I don't really like the look of that. I only do that when it's absolutely necessary, to be honest. So I just went with it. I placed it in front of the window. Don't look at it too much, it's fine. And then, yeah, they basically just have a lot of toys in here. Other than that, they have their bookcase as well in case they want to read something before going to bed or whatever. But usually I would either fit in 1 or 2 desks in my children's rooms, especially if the room is big enough for it. But I just didn't really have the space for it actually in this one, so they don't have a desk in here, and it's basically because of how big the door to this room is. So unfortunately, no desk in here, but they'll have to sit around the dining table and do their homework or something like that. The teen doesn't have a desk either, as far as I remember. I could be wrong though. Oh right, yeah, because the teen's room is actually a little bit smaller, but they do have their own ensuite. But I'm using double doors, so they're taking up a lot of space, and it basically meant that 1/2 of the room I couldn't really furnish properly because of that. So the room, or at least the left side of the room, does look a little bit empty as we're looking at the room right now. But the teen does have their own wardrobe and a double bed, which is quite nice. And I also managed to fit in a bookcase and also a chair so they can sit over there and read by themselves if they want to. But when it comes to homework, they'll have to sit around the dining table with the children, or maybe outside on the patio or something like that. So, or they can sit on the bed and do their homework as well, I suppose. I used to do that actually when I went to school. Cannot recommend. Don't do that. Do your homework behind a desk or a table or something like that. On a table, you get what I mean. Don't do your homework while sitting in bed. It's just messy. So it's also not good for your back, by the way, just FYI. So moving on to the exterior, we are first decorating the terrace on the 2nd floor. So everyone has access to this terrace, by the way. You don't have to walk through any of the bedrooms to get to this terrace. So yeah, they also have this little balcony situation where you can stand and look down on the rest of the backyard, because the terrace is actually on the side of the house. And I ended up using some of the chairs and also couches that came with Perfect Patio, and I combined the chairs with the poofs that came with City Living. They're kind of like pillows, poofs, or whatever you want to call those. So it kind of looks like, what do you call those? Sun chairs or lounge chairs? Something like that. So they can sit there and just enjoy the weather or whatever they want to do. You may have to delete the chairs, or not the chairs, but the poofs, the pillows, to be able to sit your sim down in the chairs, by the way, so just be aware of that. You may have to do that. I haven't actually play tested that, but I just like the look of it. I like the thought as well that your sim can sit down in the chair and like drop their legs on the poof or whatever they want to do, or lay their legs on the poof. Hopefully you get what I mean. So I just like the thought of that, and yeah, I thought it looked really good on the terrace up there. In the backyard, or the rest of the backyard, we are placing both this little, they have this heightened foundation on the left side of the pool, as you can see right now, and I ended up putting a grill area up there, and then the pool, of course, here in the middle, and then on the right side of the pool I placed this gigantic thing from Toddlers Stuff Pack that I've never used before, but I did try to fit in the pirate ship instead. But the pirate ship is a little bit too long and it couldn't actually fit in there, so I had to go for some other stuff. But like that thing is huge. It's so cute though, and I believe your kids may also be able to use it. I could be wrong though, but I think they can. I only have an adult playtester, by the way, so whenever I plays anything that requires 2 sims, I can't playtest it, or if I plays any toys or anything that grown-up sims can't use, I can't playtest it either. I don't know why I don't just playtest with a whole family, but I don't. So haven't been able to playtest that thing. I don't know if kids can use it too. Hopefully they can, because it's really, really cute. So yeah, but it's the first time I'm ever using that item. It's gigantic, like it's enormous. I don't know how that fit in, but the pirate ship didn't, but whatever. But we are getting to the end of this video. I am just fixing this little grill area over here for the family, and then I also put in another lounge area as well. So yeah, and that's about it. So if you like this build, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT, and the name and the price and everything is listed in the description down below, by the way. Also, if you're curious about the red shelf, that's also listed in the description down below. It's where it says awesome clutter shelf so you can download it by clicking that link. And let me know if you got any suggestions for anything you want to see here on the channel. I write everything down in my planner, so just write away. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye!